We just hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which like, what the f? Thank you all so much. This is actually insane to me. Like all the likes, comments, shares, all like even just viewing the videos, everything just helps me so much. It's actually crazy that we're here. In order to celebrate, I put posts on Instagram, Twitter, in my Discord server, and on YouTube for you all to ask me questions so that I can answer them, because we've only done a Q&A one other time on this channel. To start off, we have a good one. It says, yo, congrats. Also, what is the #1 dream Pokemon card that you want to own? Now to answer that, I gotta break out my vintage binder. We're gonna pull out one specific card that I have. This right here is my base set Shadowless Charizard. And the way that I got this is when my brother bought his house, we were renovating it, and I pulled back a heating grill, and right behind it was this card. So as you can tell, it's very damaged, but I would really like to get my hands on a first edition one of these in, you know, much better condition. Obviously that's super expensive to get though, so I'm nowhere near purchasing that. Next we have Chillberg that says, which card do you think is the most underrated from any Sword and Shield set? Which for that we gotta go to my modern binder. This right here is one of the few singles that I've actually bought. Yeah, honestly, I think the Beedrill V alt art from Astral Radiance is like the most underrated card. I saw this on the shelf at a local store and I was like, I have to buy this because I haven't pulled it myself, and this art is just so nice. The next few questions that we'll tackle all have to pertain to YouTube, which is pretty cool. This one right here, so I'm gonna put it in this corner, is a really cool question because this is actually someone that I went to high school with that just started watching the channel. He said, are you sticking to Pokemon TCG content? Any plans to live stream gaming content? And that he loves the channel. Well, thank you so much. I have taken my hand at doing like live stream stuff, and I'm not a huge fan of it with my schedule. I kind of enjoy doing more pre-made content. As for sticking with Pokemon TCG, the thing with YouTube is they kind of want you to pick a niche and somewhat stick to it. So I'll put a few videos on the screen that have me doing non-TCG stuff, but I did implement them in some way because it kind of has to stick within a range. Otherwise, YouTube will maybe not push it. And I'm still trying to grow as a channel, but I'm never afraid to try new things. So that's why in our last video, we did a If You Laugh, You Lose challenge, but it had to do with Pokemon cards. And we've gone to Comic-Con twice, but again, Pokemon cards were involved, which is super cool. Not going to complain about dealing with Pokemon cards, but it is like mostly going to be a part of my personality, unless like I really have a big revelation of what change that I want. This next question is good to transition to then, which is, where do you see yourself in 5 years with YouTube, which was asked by my wonderful wife. At this point, my main goal for YouTube is really to just be more consistent. Within the next 5 years, I want to be able to hone and like really develop my style of like editing and video creating, which I've been working on right now. And in the past like 6 months, because I have recently gone back and actually like rewatched a lot of my videos, I've put in like a lot of work, and you can see a big change in like momentum and pacing and all that stuff. And I just want to keep on, you know, perfecting the craft. You know, nobody's perfect, but just getting it as close to how I want it as possible. Now, with the goal of being more consistent, I am hoping that it like, you know, evolves into channel growth. And then using the money that we get from ad revenue and whatever like other ventures we have in the next 5 years, I would just like to use it to boost my content, because right now we do a lot of modern packs. A lot of the packs that I open are things that most people can open at home, which is really cool. I think that there's a fun aspect to that, and that's why I try to make things interesting with my editing and video ideas, rather than doing things that like other big YouTubers do, which is like opening up vintage packs, because it's just hard to maintain, you know, paying for that lifestyle. So to be able to do that more is definitely a goal. And then to also do things with like philanthropy. So in our last video, we did do a If You Laugh, You Lose challenge, like I had said. And instead of cutting the best card of the opening, I donated $50 to a charity. And I'm not saying that like I need to do a card opening to donate to charity, but maybe finding ways to evolve Pokemon content to involve charity. So yeah, basically I just want funds to be able to keep making the content that I'm making, and to, you know, give back to the community, and like as the Pokemon community and community as a whole. So Paulie asked, do you want to be a full-time YouTuber eventually? And just right now, the way that my life works, I work a full-time job, I have a good union job, I have great benefits. I would rather have this channel just be able to fund itself. And that's kind of my goal right now, not to fund my entire lifestyle, but just to fund what we create on here. And it would help a lot because I pour a lot of money and time into this channel. So I'm just trying to work it so that we get enough views for ad revenue for videos. That's really, I just want to be able to like keep circulating money into this thing, and then I'll cover my lifestyle on my own. We got one that says, what is your end goal with YouTube? How many subs do you want to achieve? All of the subs. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just, like I keep saying, I want to make content that people will enjoy, because if you think about it, subscriber numbers, they do mean something. It's an awesome milestone. But my 2K subscribers looks a lot different than someone else's 2K subscribers. And that looks a lot different than a third person's 2K subscribers. I want to keep seeing channel growth. I don't really have a number in mind. And we got Rock Memes. What's up, bud? What's your dream video you'd love to make regardless of time and cost? Honestly, I really want to do like Mr. Beast type videos, but involving Pokemon cards. I think that would be sick. And I do think it's very possible, but right now to fund it is like, that would be crazy. I'm not saying that like I need a warehouse or a studio, but to just go out into the community and like find a fun way to involve games to give away cards and like make a big deal like, oh, how much Pokemon product can you fit into like this red circle? And then if it knocks over, you can't keep it. Like all those like fun ideas that he had while he was growing, I would love to implement that into this channel. And a video like that would be what I'd want to do. Let's bounce around a little bit. We have my friend Justin who says, if you were a Pokemon gym leader, what would your type be and who would your staple Pokemon be? That's definitely going to be fire Pokemon, and my staple Pokemon would be Charizard for sure. Ooh, Doc said, would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into the future or 10 years into the future? That's a really interesting one. I would want to see 10 minutes into the future, only because I think 10 years is way too much of a lead time. And if I could see 10 minutes into the future, I could potentially stop myself from saying something stupid or doing something stupid, or, you know, maybe, you know, make a bet on something that's going to happen in 10 minutes, something like that. Well, this is a good one. What's your favorite GameCube game? So growing up, I had an Xbox and I got myself a PlayStation 2, but I never had a GameCube. I ended up getting the Wii, but I didn't have a GameCube controller. But one of my best friends growing up did have a GameCube, and he liked to play single player games. So he would play like a game like Ratchet and Clank on his PlayStation, and I would play Kirby's Air Ride all the time. It is such a fun game. I could play that for hours mindlessly. I actually happen to have it on my computer. I mean, my perfectly legally owned GameCube that I have and own. And I just think that game is so fun. You know, obviously Melee is a really good game, but that game I've just put so much time into. Here's a good one. It says, I remember you used to draw and post drawings on your Instagram. I think it was either 2020 or 2021. Will you ever make more drawing videos or drawings in the future? So here's the thing about my lifestyle. I'm really busy. Even right now, I have a Google Calendar to tell me when to work on like YouTube videos and when to work out, because if I don't even like plan those things, I will like not do them. So I had to find time for my hobbies. So a lot of times, like things like drawing, they'll come in phases where I'll be like, wow, I really want to draw. And then once I start to like lose a little bit of interest in them, I'm like, okay, let me refocus into working out or playing this sport, because I play a lot of sports. I like to do YouTube stuff. I like to play games, and like even like watching games and like watching anime or watching a TV show, like I have to take those in turns because I just don't have the time to do them. And that's why I like find doing content so important, because I spend a lot of my free time doing this. Here's a good question. This says, tell us the story of how you met your wife and that they love the content. Actually, my wife and I met when we were 18, 19. I think I like was just turning 19. And we worked at the same water park together as lifeguards, and I happened to be a head guard. And to paint you a picture, it was her first weekend, and they had a ride where someone had to like man a station at the top of a water roller coaster. Now I was her head guard, so I was basically like the lowest level of supervisor you could be, but I put people on breaks, put them on like a rotation, like send them to different spots, and like figured stuff out like that. Now she happens to be at the top of this ride, and I never met her or seen her, so I called on like a phone that we had to communicate. And I was like, hey, can you please come down? We're gonna rotate. So I'm looking into like the sun, and down from the heavens walks down this beautiful blonde woman. And the first thing that I say to her is, your nails look like they're going to be a problem. Has like a supervisor said something to you? Because she had long nails and we were lifeguards. We weren't supposed to have that. And she said, oh, no, not yet. And I was like, well, I'm not going to say anything, but just so you know, they might. So I'm fast forward like a month, and I had one of my best friends who you've seen in the comments, Big Mark 33, was working as well, and we were gonna go see a movie. So we happened to be working like in our break area, and Erin was there, and I said, hey, would you like to go to the movie with us? And she told me no. She denied me the first time I ever asked her out. So then you give like a week or so, and she stalks me on Facebook and finds like my other social media, adds me, and asked me to go see a movie. So I was like, oh, I guess maybe she is interested. And then from there, the rest is history, and it's been like 8 years now, which is craziness. And then here's a good one to end it. What is your favorite memory of doing YouTube? Basically, anytime I went out into public and interacted with people, those were my favorite type of videos. One that I like was rewatching recently was when we interviewed the person who did the mural for the 151 like original Pokemon. And that was filmed and edited by someone who does that for a living. It's Erin's cousin, so it's family. And it came out so cool. And just, I don't know, something about doing it, that was like the first video that I did that like really made me feel like a YouTuber. And again, that's not to talk down like about what else I was doing, but just the production value behind it. I was like, wow, I'm actually like making video. And then the most important memory, I think, is the memories that we have yet to make. Again, thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot. 2K subscribers is an awesome milestone, and I'm really excited to keep growing with you all. But hey, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate all the questions, and I will see you next time.